Welcome to Memento Argentum, where remembering the silver screen is a requirement, not a request. I will be your host, E. E. Lynn, and allowed me to tell you a very silly tale. The movie starts out with a black and white film called Dentist on the Job. It's such a cheerful opening with a lady walking into a grocery store before the film gets messed up. With a grumble from the projectionist, it switches to a more dramatic sounding film. Also, there are subtitles for some reason, and they look as though they're in another language at first, until you begin to see words that look just like they're foreign, but they're actually English. Subtitles aren't even for the film, they appear to be about visiting Sweden for some reason. Just as they start getting really ridiculous and mentioning moose and getting bit by one, the film stops and apologizes for the subtitles. The music switches to something sweeping and beautiful, and then the credits begin getting involved in the nonsense that the subtitles were discussing. Now the credits flash in primary colors with the sound of a mariachi band behind them. And now the movie can truly begin. King Arthur is on a quest to find knights to join him at Camelot, and he accrues enough of them that they try to return. However, once they get closer, Arthur decides against that as he remembers that Camelot's a very silly place, and that is when God visits them. God speaks to them and tells the knights about the Holy Grail. Thus begins the epic quest to find the Holy Grail. Through jokes and absurdity they go. Monty Python and the Holy Grail was released in 1974 and is PG. Yeah, the rating is from before the days of PG-13, and it shows. Some of the things that they get away with in this film would barely make it in a PG-13 movie, let alone a PG one. It stars the full cast of Monty Python guys, but if you don't know who that is, here we go. Whew. Terry Gilliam, Terry Jones, John Cleese, Eric Idle, Graham Chapman, and Michael Palin. Or Palin. Again, sorry for mispronounced words, or names, rather. While there are obviously more people in this film, those men play an astonishing array of characters, appearing multiple times as different people while still playing others. Then again, that fits with the aesthetic that they kept up in Monty Python's Flying Circus, so that wouldn't be a surprise to anyone who knows the group. This was a subscriber request, and I'm not really surprised I got asked to do this one. It's a funny film, and it's within the time period. I'm just waiting for a Mel Brooks. Monty Python had a very specific way of doing comedy, and this movie is no different. Also, the quotability speaks volumes to the fan base out there. To be able to turn to someone and say, "She turned me into a newt," and have them respond, "A newt?" with your response of, "Go better," is so ingrained. At least in my friend group anyway, while many people would quote newer movies in high school, my friend group would quote this one. It's kind of weird, I guess. In any case, I'm happy to be able to do the review, and so early in this channel's life. The chemistry is obviously very good. These men have been working together for a very long time, and any new additions blended seamlessly into the cast. I fully blame that on Flying Circus, because I seriously doubt that they'd be so easily melded in were it not for the ease and affability of the actors with accepting new people. The directing is forcibly basic, but it also gets creative at times, and there are a few moments where you have to wonder if someone was on something, and they probably were, because the random animated sequences are very strange, and I know that was common in Flying Circus. I know that was common in various other aspects of Monty Python. It still comes off as a little weird. That's one of the few things that I don't know has aged well. The policeman and the wife of the documentarian going after the knights and King Arthur is hilarious in this film. And yes, I just gave something away, but it's such a funny thing because it looks like they're doing a documentary on King Arthur, and then the guy gets killed, and so the wife and the policeman are now going after King Arthur and his knights because clearly they did wrong and they need to go to jail. Um, I really enjoyed this film. I genuinely think that it is one of the true classics of comedies, and anyone who has a chance to see it should see it. Do not expect it to be like American comedies. It has a much drier humor, a much stranger humor, and that also, in a way, makes it all the better. Also, pay attention to the subtitles if you watch it and the credits. Anytime it cuts away, claiming that someone got fired, pay attention because more than likely something funny went on. Also, there's a warning to anyone with an issue with flashing lights. That last credit sequence before the movie kicks in is very flashy. So, warning to anyone who's trying to watch it and might have an issue with the flashing lights. Uh, Please don't be afraid to request something. If you request more of the Monty Python stuff, I don't know if I'll be able to watch a ton more. I think I've got access to Flying Circus and a few of their other movies, but this is the main one that I had. Go ahead and request whatever you feel like, though. This just happened to be a comedy. Also, don't be afraid to join my Patreon. Yes, I am getting that going because why not? Even if nothing comes of it, why not? Uh, Finally, at the very last, join me for another comedy, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I am very much looking forward to this. Until then, adieu.